Hello friends! You might have heard already that Apple has just dropped its latest iterations to the MacBook Pro M2 series. In a rather unceremonious style, Apple announced new M2 MacBook Pro 14-inch and 16-inch devices. The prices of the newer models are the same as the 2021 versions at $1,999 and $2,499. The M2 2022 version starts at $1,299, but it comes in 13 inches only. As you may expect from the price tag, there are not many changes in the 2023 versions apart from connectivity and performance. When the M2 MacBook Pro was released in 2022, most people expected it to be the last device of that particular design. However, it seems that Apple had some other plans, which are now evident with the 2023 editions of M2 MacBook Pros. That said, the unceremonious nature of the announcement event is an indicator that the main event is yet to come, and we might see some massive upgrades and design changes in the devices that will be launched in that ceremony, or at least I hope so. But as of now, we have three options for the MacBook Pro: the 2021 Intel-based version, the 2022 M2 MacBook, and the 2023 editions. Since there are not much difference between the price tags of these devices, the newer version definitely makes a better choice. The question for the potential buyers is not which version to get, but whether or not to get the MacBook Pro in the first place. So, in this video, we will go over some of the upgrades that are featured in the 2022 editions of the M2 MacBook Pro, and then discuss whether it's a wise choice to get this device, or you should wait for Apple to drop a better one and more exciting device later this year. Let's get to it. The upgrades in 2023 edition. Take a look at the spec sheet of both versions, and you will notice that the only differences between the two devices include connectivity and battery life. The newer versions offer 802.11ax Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3 compared to 802.11ax Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.0 of the 2022 model. According to Apple, the newer generation of Wi-Fi is about twice as fast as the previous one. Furthermore, the HDMI on the recent devices also support an 8K display, which is a first for Apple devices. The other noticeable improvement is observed in the battery, as the new 14 and 16 inches offer up to 18 and 22 hours of battery backup, which is the best you can get with Apple's devices. Probably the most exciting feature of the new MacBook versions is the latest new generation M2 chipsets. Apple is offering M2 Pro and M2 Max versions in the updated versions of the 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pro, and even in the Mac Mini desktop. According to the manufacturer, the new chips are about 40% faster than M1 Pro in Photoshop image processing, and M2 Max can do effects rendering in Cinema 4D and color grading in DaVinci Resolve up to 30% faster than the M1 Max. It's also worth mentioning that Apple also claims that the M2 versions of the MacBook Pro are about 6 times faster than their Intel-based counterparts. Furthermore, the newer versions support up to 96GB of unified memory. So while there is no difference between the designs of the two versions, the newer ones are certainly the fastest that Apple has ever offered. To be honest, the new chips are the only thing that makes the new release a tad bit exciting. If it were not for them, frankly, I would not be making this video. If you're a graphic designer or video editor, some statistics provided by Apple might explain how fast the new versions are. The title rendering and animation in motion are up to 80% faster in the fastest Intel-based MacBook Pro and 20% faster than the previous generation of M2. Compilation in Xcode is up to 2.5 times faster than the fastest Intel-based MacBook Pro and 25% faster than the previous generation. Image processing in Adobe Photoshop is up to 80% faster than the Intel-based MacBook Pro and 40% faster than the previous generation. Okay, now you know the difference between the previous and the new generations of the MacBook Pro. Sure, the upgrades look good on paper, but does that also translate into performance? Well, I hate to break it to you, but unless you're not a professional graphic designer who runs a tight tab on time, you will not notice any significant improvements. Furthermore, with the release of the new version, the prices of the previous ones will likely come down. While at this time, both models are retailing at the same price, it's not going to stay the same. You will definitely get $100 to $150 cheaper than the previous models. But again, if you're willing to spend about $2,000 on a laptop, why not get the latest version, even if it's a bit expensive? Other features of the MacBook Pro M2. Now that we have put the upgrades in the MacBook Pro aside, let's look at some other features that determine whether the device justifies that hefty price tag. Performance. Performance has never been an issue with Apple's devices, especially with the flagships, and that is exactly the case with MacBook Pro. It does not let you down with any of the tasks, but the chip is especially great at video editing. You can run multiple applications at once without experiencing any issues with them. But what's impressive is that while it performs such demanding tasks, the laptop maintains impressive silence. The device's cooling mechanisms are excellent despite the fact that you rarely notice the fans kicking in. You can even play games on MacBook Pro. Obviously, the performance is not that of those dedicated gaming laptops, but it's still remarkable. Furthermore, it provides a glimpse at a future where Apple embraces Mac gaming more. Games like Resident Evil Village and No Man's Sky that are optimized for the Metal 3 graphics API of the M2 chip will run even better. And now that the newer versions of the MacBook M2 are packed with even more power, we should expect an even better gaming experience on these devices. Battery. Another impressive feature of the MacBook Pro M2 is the battery time. It should easily last a couple of days for day-to-day tasks. That said, the battery drains a bit faster when working on demanding applications, but it's something you cannot avoid. With new and better chips, we should expect them to be even better. Things that I don't like about the MacBook Pro. By and large, MacBook Pro M2 is an impressive device, and with improvements in chips, the performance will get even better. But design is something that I really do not appreciate. I mean seriously, it's about time Apple makes a design change in their devices. Don't get me wrong, there's not much wrong with the design that we already have. It's just that they have become a bit boring. Put the 3 generations of MacBook Pro together and you will not spot a single difference. It seems as if Apple has stuck to the if it ain't broke, don't fix it strategy. But let's face it, visual appearance has become a key feature for the modern gadgets. Let's hope Apple understands it in its new release later this year. I guess the design is the only thing I can use to give it a bit of a hard time. Everything else has been pretty much addressed in the newer models. For starters, the new version features an extra Thunderbolt 4 port, which is a welcome change. Furthermore, the face cam on the new model also offers 1080p resolution. The point is, by and large, there is no problem with the MacBook Pro. It's an impressive device that makes a great workstation. The only problem is the lack of design, which I guess I'm emphasizing too much, mainly because there is nothing else that I can criticize or nitpick. As to whether or not you should purchase it is totally up to your preferences and requirements. If you have the budget and are looking for a laptop that offers formidable performance and excellent battery life, MacBook Pro is hard to beat. The only question is whether you require such power-packed performance, and if the answer is no, you should also look into more affordable solutions such as the MacBook Air, which has a price tag of $1,199 with the M2 chips and makes a brilliant daily driver. That's all I had for this video. I hope it's been a comprehensive guide and has helped you in making a decision. Let me know what you think of the video in the comment section and stay connected with the channel. I will see you at the next one.